full-time practice. It's only 10. Gonna wait for it to start recording. Okay, there we go. To give us a chance to try stuff out before we go and finish up properties of exponents tomorrow. Tomorrow's a short day, so I'm saving that just kind of for our last day. And then we'll do some kind of stuff next week. I really haven't planned it out just yet. I wanted to see how today goes, see how you guys are feeling. But take us on the right way. Something to write on. Let's jump right in. I want to just see if there's questions about anything. I know it's behind you right now, but if there's anything from yesterday that you're unsure about, if you don't know what I was talking about, if there's anything that you need figured out, today is one of those days where you can get some practice done. I can get stuff figured out with you kind of more on like an individual basis. And you have some time today to put like at least these first 4 properties kind of all together. So folks at home, you guys can just jump on and go to today's announcement or go to assignments and click on classwork 4.2. If you want to pull this up on your phone so you can look at it, so you're not looking at the screen over and over again, you can certainly do that. But I'll blow it up as big as I can so you can see that. Probably not. We'll probably just kind of recap those last 2 quick ones just so we have something to lead us into tomorrow. But this is due today. Here's what I'm going to do, though, just to make it so I can blow it up even bigger. Well, I was just going to split it into 2 columns, and I can move it. Now it's nice. All right, cool. Let's even go. Okay. So in your notes, maybe start somewhere fresh if you want. It's called classwork 4.2. We did 4.1 a couple days ago. Write down the original first, though. Don't just write down the answer. Make sure you're writing down the original problem. And then in either one, or if you need it, 2 steps, especially with the negative exponent, sometimes it's helpful to do 2 steps. See if you can get these done. Ask questions if you guys get stuck. If it's helpful, throw some headphones in and kind of tune out the world and do your thing. That's cool. But realistically, I don't think this should take more than like 20 minutes. Maybe that's 2 minutes per question. Probably enough time to write it down, think about it. Look back at the stuff we've been doing. Especially for 9 and 10, you might want to look back at notes from a few days ago. Because we didn't talk about raising it to the 0 power, so you might want to look back and stuff like that. But 1 through 8 should be just kind of recaps from the last couple days. And when you're done, put it on campus. Classwork 4.2. Break my neck. You can talk this out with each other. It doesn't have to be an individual thing, but I think it's a good place to start. You want to try it out yourself, and then if you need help. Or talk to each other. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, so let's get down to good chance to get another grade in there for those of us that are looking to improve. Started grading some tests last night from before spring break, so grades will start going in for that. Probably like tomorrow, though. Thursday is my busy day with grad school work. All of my grad school work for the week. of course, I procrastinated all that work until today.
Isn't it midterms?
No, it's an 8-week term. And this is only week 2. So my midterm is week 4, which will be middle of April sometime, and then I think the last day of the semester or last day of the term is May 5th, and then I start another one right after. Fun stuff. One thing you might need a calculator for would be number 6. That's a little clue. And of course, using it helps no matter what. You want?
Depending more on accuracy or completion?
Completion for sure. Yeah. Try your best. Yeah, we'll talk about the answers. Yeah, so you can correct it. Yeah. The only thing that you're going to see graded for correctness will be the last thing we do in this section, which will be sometime next week. Maybe like Wednesday of next week. Maybe we'll do a 4.1 quiz. But we'll have 2 quizzes. We'll have like a practice one for effort completion and then one for correctness. But I still have a couple things I need to talk to you about, especially that last property with the square roots and stuff. That can be a little bit difficult. There's one thing I didn't do. I'll put it on the next one. Yeah, look back at old stuff, talk it out. Yeah, put it on Canvas when you're good. You can wait until we correct some stuff, so you put correct work on Canvas where you can kind of show me what you're able to do about it. Yeah, actually, let me add it to this chapter 4 module. Modules. There we go. On anything you submit, it's always a good idea to put your name and the date at the top. Helps me keep track of what's going on too. So if you haven't done that, somewhere near question number 1, if you start on the first page, put it at the top. If you're doing work kind of just in the middle, just put your name next to it. Let's just say I've had a few too many issues of people trying to represent someone else's work as their own. Cool. You want to look back. We didn't do that yesterday. negative exponent one, you move back here to the helpful. That might help you with some 5. Even looking at 10, 11, and 12. That'll help you with 5. And then for number 8, you're looking at something more like 13. So see if you can, before I help you, you can look at like here or any of that stuff over there, and see if you can put it together. Then I'll help you with some stuff. Yes. Yeah. 4 times 1 is 4 times 1. Yeah. Multiply that. So raising anything to 0 power. Anything to 0. Not itself. That would be very simple. First power. X to the first is just x. 3 to the first is just 3. That's x to the 0. What's anything to the 0 power? We talked about this yesterday. Talked about this. Might want to look back into those notes. It would be property number 5. See if you got that. Oh yeah. I think I got it. Beautiful. Perfect. Yep. Right? Because the x is power. 5 doesn't. What did you say? Property number 5. I wrote down. Yesterday? Was that yesterday? Yesterday was just us focusing on property 4 and like kind of like dealing with the different kinds of things that come up. Okay. Real prospect, so there it is. But the X is on. It's literally just 1. I'm talking about 10. Anything to the 0 power is 1. Anything, everything, because they're all inside and the 0 going out. Yeah, no, it's just 1, which is so crazy, but it's like what the 0 power means is like take all of this and divide it by itself. That's what 0 power really means. If you think about where this stuff came from, like x to the 3rd over x to the 3rd, take whatever's inside, divide it by itself. Which is crazy that all of that stuff disappears. But it works. Yeah. No, you don't have to. You can jump right to the answer, but do I think I want to jump? 3? That's 3 times 3 times 3. Now that number gets a little bit bigger for quick there. Oh yeah. When everybody's backwards. at home. Nice. 49. When you're done, hang out. Just make sure you put it on canvas while we let everybody else get themselves finished up. And then we'll talk through it. And we'll see where we get at that point. I'll probably just preview tomorrow stuff. Yep. Yeah. So like you using like when I divide, I subtract kind of mentality. What you're saying? So the thing about doing that is if you're going to say, all right, 5 minus 7, right? When you do that whole subtraction thing, you're getting rid of the fraction part of the C, like the C over C. But the issue that happens is like the 3 over 2 is just 3 over 2. And then like next to that, now you have that. That's what you would end up doing if you did it that way. All right, well now I've got negative exponents. I can't leave it like that. So times, right? Times. Okay, 1 over C squared. Well, 2 fractions? No, let's just put them together and make 1. But from the beginning, like we did yesterday, we got fractions. C's in kind of both places. Where do you have more? How many more? Well, I got more on bottom. How many more? 2. And you can jump right to there in one shot. Just, oh, the 3 stays, the 2 stays. It's just numbers. I can't really touch those with properties of exponents. I just deal with those variables that have exponents attached to them. But if you're going to go the subtraction route, you have to do this, then do that, and then get yourself at the same spot anyway. Does that make sense? Is that kind of what you're doing? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because anything. There's up on side. Yeah. If there's stuff on the outside, then fine. I'd have to deal with that differently. But everything is being raised to 0 power. Yeah. 1. Awesome. Everything's gone. Yep. Yeah, you can do what's inside this blue box if you want. Subtracting exponents. As soon as I see I got more on the bottom than I have on top, and I got negatives, it's 5 minus 7. Taking more away than I've got. Where do I have more? How many more? Sure. So this 3, because it's on the inside, is also being raised to that 4th power. If C gets raised to the 4th, gives the 3rd A squared. The 3 is going to do it also. Everything is not just the exponent. Exactly. But here's the thing. Like this isn't an exponent, it's just a number. So I have to do 3 to the 4th. And like figure out what that number is. I got to do 3 times 3. Which kind of gets pretty big pretty quickly. So I would definitely jump into the calculator, type in 3 to the 4th. So that number is going to change. Exponents all look good. Oh, except for this one. What's that exponent right there? On top of the C? Right, so 1 times 4. This is C. So change that 3 and then put 4. Yeah. So it'd be 3 times 3 is 6. Times 3 times 3 is 3 times 3 is 9. There you go. So okay. So there are 2 of them. Then another times 3, and then another after that. So 3 times 3 is 9. Times 3 times 3 again. It gets pretty big. So is that what it would be, or would it? Yeah, 27. Whatever 27 times 3 is, it's gonna go like that. 3 times 3 is 3 times 3. So then 2. It would just be 2 times 4, not 2 times 3. Because that's probably the exponent. Because it's an exponent. There's a shortcut there. But when it's a number, an actual number, is when it's got to do the power. The power. Yep. So you got some y's here next to each other. Put them together. You got some z's on top of each other. Put them together. The idea that we want to get down to, you can see like every answer only has one of each variable. right? Exactly. But remember, when you make this move with that y down to the bottom, that 3 becomes we want to drop that y down to the bottom, but now it's y to the third, not y to the negative.
So anytime you move a negative to the either top or bottom,
Yeah.
that changes the sign.
Yeah, and then you can put them together. So these are next to each other. So 3 plus 5 is 8. These are on top of each other. So where do I have more? How many? That looks good enough.
I'll try to do it.
Okay. Yep. You see a little bit of writing, so I'll give you a couple more minutes. Time we out of here? 105. We got some time. If you're done, good. Put it up on Canvas, even if you're going to correct it after the fact, that's okay. Or you can wait. That's fine. If you're just waiting for me to put up the answers and you're going to copy them down real quick and put it up on Canvas, yeah, you'll get your 5 points, but good luck next week. You got to do it on your own when it really counts. Oh, later time, yeah. That's why I make it do before midnight. So if you you don't have the data to put it up on Canvas, that's fine. Just make sure you do it sometime today. Great question. Great question. These are 3 because the 8 and the 5 switch. It's either the -5, either the -8, so those are going to flip flop.
That looks good.
No, this became positive. Right? Drops down to the bottom.
Oh, okay. But if
Everything else is good.
so that would be
That's the yeah. And then good 81 in front of number 6. Good. Yeah. Did you put the 4 on top of the C for number 6?
I did. 8 minus 5 is. That's why that's pretty much it. You just forgot to put 5 in there.
Let go and leave those slides. You more points to go along with it. You good? Anybody need any more time? I'm happy to give you some. All good. All right, let's run through it. Make sure we're feeling pretty good about it, and then I'll just kind of touch a little bit on what we'll do tomorrow, dealing with property number 6. I was glad that 9 and 10 we had those conversations, and we'll do it again so we can get property 5 out of the way. But the last one's just kind of weird and different because we got fractions, so we'll deal with that later. But let's go through these, make sure we got it right. And we got 10 different problems. Let's hear from 10 different people. Who feels good about number 1? Johnny. Nice. Good with that one? If you make any mistakes, correct them, right? Go back through. But put check marks next to the one you got right. So you know that when you look back at this next week, right? If you're going to use your notes on quizzes next week, you can kind of find a problem that looks really similar to one in case you want some confidence going through. Second one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Good.
That's 10. Third one. 3. C squared. Box them up if you want. That's never a bad idea. Even though there's only like one step with most of these. C squared for that one. 4 is a little bit trickier. Anybody feel pretty good about number 4? Yes, Don. Nice. 3 over 2 C squared. How about number 5? So the 5 right there, is that being raised to that negative power? Only like what's right underneath it is being raised. And so you're right that x to 8 has to move down to the bottom. Ethan, if it was like this, then everything inside has a negative power attached to it, and it would all move. But in this case, because we have the separation, I know we don't write it, but it's there, the 5 is actually going to stay on top. And that's a really common thing to do. But just now you know that's something you got to watch out for. And just like the 3 over 2, right? The 3 didn't move, the 2 didn't move because they weren't being raised to a negative power, but with 4, there weren't negatives anywhere. The 5 can be a little bit trickier because we've got that negative, but it's only what's right next to it, right below it. That's being raised. Does that make sense? You can try. Yeah, yeah.
81 and to the 8th power, and then B is 12, and then B.
Nice. C to the 4th. Good. It's over there somewhere. There we go. 81, because that's 3 to the 4th, right? Everything inside gets that power of 3. And then A squared gets it, B cubed gets it, and C gets raised to that 4th power, so that's why it's C to the 4th. And if it helps, again, anytime you see just a variable, if you want to put that little 1 there as a good reminder that, okay, it's really 1 times 4, because that's the shortcut for when we raise things to higher powers. Cool. 7. I know you know. I know you know it. Go there. Number 7. Leah. B to the 4th, okay, over what? A to the 6th, good. Nice. What was your mindset there? How'd you do that one?
I knew that A was going to be negative.
Okay.
So I knew that I needed to move down.
Nice.
And I already knew that B was going to be
That one right there, you mean? Perfect. Good. I like it. Nicely done. Box that up. Box that up if you like. Never a bad idea. All right. What about 8 though? Did anybody do this in one step? Did you? Nice. And you can. You can do it in one shot if you want. Because some of that stuff you can kind of do in your head. But if it's helpful, do it in 2. Right? Take care of what you need to take care of, and then put stuff together. Go ahead, Stone. What do you got?
2x squared
Okay.
over 5y.
Perfect. Right? Because the 2 is good, the x to the 4th is good, the 5 is good, the x squared is good. I'm just going to go numbers, then x's. Now my y's, that y to the 3rd has got to come down and be right next to that y to the 5th. And the z's are actually going to switch spots because they both have the negative. Then it's numbers. All right, 2 over 5, nothing to do there. X to the 4th over x squared. Cool, 2 more on top. Y's are right next to each other, so I just put them together. They're going to stay on bottom, y to the 8th. And then z's are in different spots. Where do I have more? How many? Nice. And if you do it in one shot, awesome. You certainly can. This is not something I have to see 2 steps, but if that middle step is going to help you get it right, do it every time. There's no harm in doing that. 9. Haley.
1.
Nice. No x's left, right? Because we don't know where it came from, but maybe it came from that. Right? Maybe it came from x over x and we subtracted exponents, or maybe it came from x squared over x squared. We don't know where it came from. Either way, anything divided by itself is going to be 1. So anything to the 0 power is 1. When I say anything, I mean anything. Anything to the 0 power is just 1. Now, if there was stuff on the outside, if there was an x sitting right there, an x squared or something like that, well, then the only thing that's left would have been x squared. Because that's x squared times 1. But nothing here, which means nothing there. The whole thing just press it. Nice. If you have not put it on Canvas yet, do that now. Again, helpful to put check marks next to the things you got right and correct anything you got wrong. So I'll leave that up for there for a moment in case you need it. Again, you don't need any of this. Don't worry about that. It's just classwork 4.2. Sitting on today's assignments, today's announcement, or in the chapter 4 module. So I'll give you a second to take care of that. Again, it doesn't have to be right now. Get it uploaded tonight. I'm not gonna check it for this day anyway. But get it done today. You know. Can I erase? Is that good? Just want to pull this up in case you haven't seen it and want to have like a picture of it for tomorrow, so you know what timing looks like. Okay, this is really the only late start Friday that we've ever really had to worry about, because now we're actually in school for Fridays. So that PLC time, that teacher work time, is built into the Friday schedule, and that's going to stay the rest of the year. So you guys get to sleep in a little bit, which is nice for you on a Friday, especially after what probably feels like the longest week we've had all year. I am shot. I was trying to grade those tests last night at like 8:30, 8:45, and I'm like my head's like falling while I'm trying to do it. If you guys are in this class and you're one of like the first 4 people alphabetically, you might have seen a grade go in. That might be it. Like Dylan, I think I got to you and I just couldn't even finish yours. So I was like falling asleep. So that test 3 will get graded sometime soon. But so there's Friday's schedule. So we actually don't have class until 12:45. So when you guys get back from lunch, just make sure you're here by then. And classes are only 40 minutes, so even shorter than our Wednesday classes. PLC time in the morning is too long. So just so you have that in case you need to know where you need to be in case you're going to leave campus and come back. or in case you're sleeping in, or you have first off or something. That's good to know. And we'll have that every Friday going forward. Do we have any days off coming up? I know we have that testing week in April. I want to see something.
We have a 4-day weekend in April too.
Do we? I know we got something coming up. Where's I don't know, PHS calendar. Let's check that one out. Sure. All right, so there we are, 25th. So this week's 5 days, next week's 5 days, week of the 5th. I think this is Wish Week. I think the week of the 5th is Wish Week, which is coming up, so that's awesome. So definitely get yourself involved in that as much as you can. We got, let me see if I can pull it up. We got a plan for it. Not as much stuff going on as there might normally be, just because of what's going on, but lots of stuff that we can get to every day. So she hasn't picked her wish yet. She doesn't know where she wants to go or what she wants to do. But she's a big Harry Potter fan, so that's kind of the theme of the week. So we'll have class colors on Monday. Every grade will be one of the houses at Hogwarts. Looks like we got a movie that afternoon, and Dish for a Wish is at Chipotle in Castle Rock. Dressing up every day. So Tuesday will be pool party, so we'll wear our pool or beach gear. School appropriate level pool or beach gear. Probably a good suggestion if you want to not get kicked out of school that day. So careful with stuff like that. That night is dodgeball. $30 a team, 6 people on a team. It's a ton of fun. We can get a good crew there. I've done it every year. With baseball, I won't be able to do it. And being a dad, I got to get myself home. But teachers actually took it to the quarterfinals last year, so that was a lot of fun. It's Mr. Isles' team. When Miss Belaires was here, she was a big addition to that squad. She was tough. That was fun. And a couple places to go to eat that day. Wednesday looks like Hat Day, sorting hat day. Barbecue run by Deca, which is awesome. Smartest and pizza with what looks like lunchtime. Head there for lunch, 10:45 to 4, like right after school. Canes and Crumble, all really good there. 4-8 camping outfit day, so whatever that looks like. And then something that's new for that Thursday is a talent show. Usually it would be Mr. Mustang, and literally 0 senior boys signed up for Mr. Mustang this year. So had to kind of flip it a little bit. And now there's a talent show. So if you got something you want to show off a little bit, 0 people signed up. 0 signed up. Crazy. I guess we just don't have the kind of seniors that we've had in the past. Panera and then Pizza Paris. And then Wish Week t-shirts. Okay, Wish Week t-shirts. I know I got an email about those being on sale for teachers. I don't know if you guys have seen that come out on Canvas at all.
You guys can get them on my school bus for $10.
There you go. Same thing for teachers, $10. All of the profits, all the proceeds, of course, going to help make Zoe's Wish. Now, in the past, we've raised like insane amounts of money. Not only granting the wish for one kid, but sometimes like as many as like a dozen other kids, which is incredible. This year we are tempering our expectations a little bit, and I think our goal is $8,000 for that week. In the past, we've made like $40,000+ over Wish Week. This is my favorite week of the year by far because nothing brings this school together more than Wish Week, at least in the 6 years I've been here. It's a lot of fun. So that'll be Friday. We'll wear Wish Week t-shirts. Haley, maybe are we going to wear them the Friday before also?
No.
Just that Friday? Because we're not going to have that opening assembly like we normally do.
No, they said that it's going to be online.
Cool. Awesome. Sounds good.
The only reason I know that is from this past.
I appreciate you letting us know. Yeah, it's awesome. Having somebody that's in the know is always good. That Friday, though, if you're going to do anything, come out on Friday for the parade. Now, it's not going to be the kind of parade that maybe we might have expected in the past. Like, we're going to parade for her. She's going to like hang out in the parking lot and car after car after car, activities and athletics and just groups of people that want to sign up for the parade. You know, we're going to dress up the cars and go crazy and kind of send her off on a really good note. Comedy troupe that night, if you go, but you play. Always to make some money. So should be fun. And that's that. Okay, and this stuff is all around the school. I even have a couple little flyers I'm going to put up. So but that's in a couple weeks. So kind of keep an eye out for that. The week after that, that's that testing week. Okay, April 12th through the 15th. Is it? Yeah. Happy birthday. Welcome to your SAT. I know. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on. That schedule's up in the air a little bit. Let me see if I can pull something up that might help you see what's going on. We had a meeting about it today. In terms of what that schedule looks like. Yeah, the week of April 12th. CMAS on Monday, SAT on Tuesday, PSA 10 on Wednesday, and PSAT 8-9 on. Okay, that's all in the morning. There's no lunch on those days. No lunch. You will have a very short class for first and second, end of the day on Monday. A very short class on Tuesday for third and fourth. Very short class Wednesday, the 6th, like 1:30 to 2:10 and 2:15 to 2:55, something like that. Wednesday, so we'll meet on Wednesday during 6th. You only see each teacher once then, okay? Thursday, 7th and 8th. And then, go ahead. Monday and Tuesday, as far as I know.
Yeah, because if you didn't.
Monday is CMAS, which is, I think, a junior test.
Yeah, it's
Science. Let me see if I can pull up. Let me show you the actual schedule. Okay. CMAS Science, 11th grade only. Regular start time to every day. Okay, 7:40 is when the tests begin. That means you want to get to school early. You've seen, if you have a first period class, you've been pulling up to that light right there at 7:30 or later. It took me 4 lights to get into school today. 4 lights it took me to get into school. I was in that line for like 10 minutes. I was late. Good thing I don't have a first period. Yeah. You don't have to worry about that.
Well, I think
All you have to do is go to your classes and you have to take no, you only have to take 2. As a junior, you have CMAS on Monday, SAT on Tuesday. I know.
I haven't even.
You can definitely study for these tests. It's not like an IQ test. Yeah, that's what you want to do after this. I think the question really is, for you, is there a requirement for graduating? And I don't know the answer to that question. I think they released us from the requirements of hitting a certain target. But I know in the past, Colorado Department of Education has said, you've got to get this grade on your SAT in order to graduate high school.
750 though.
It's not hard to get there, but it is still something you got to make sure you hit. Otherwise, you have to take the test again. And you don't want to take a 4-hour test more than once. For sure. It's crazy. Yeah. If you are not taking a test that day, you do not come to school that day. The afternoons are all remote. You are only in school if you are testing. Otherwise, you are at home logging into your Google Meet for each of those classes. And your teacher will decide whatever they want to do on that day. Okay? Yeah.
So if you are here at school, so you're taking the test.
Yeah.
You go home.
You go home and you stay home. Yep. You go home when your test is done. Okay? There's no lunch offered on that day. Look at the important details to note. All students will attend scheduled classes remotely. Lunch, nutrition services are closed on testing days, so come prepared with your own like snack for the morning or whatever you need. Buses run normal schedule. Mornings and after school. If you take the bus to school, you'll be fine. If you take the bus home, you probably want to find a separate way to get home so you're not hanging around school for 3.5 hours. Logging in remotely from school seems ridiculous. Okay, go home. Go home. Okay. Makeups in case we get snowed out are already scheduled in case it happens. But now this is all tentative. Things could change. As of right now, there is a bill in like being proposed to the federal government to suspend the CMAS test.
What about the SAT? I thought that. No?
From what I know, that's still on a schedule. I think it's CMAS is the one that they're kind of trying to cancel. I think so. I think there's opportunities to opt out of things.
Yeah, you can opt out. Your parents have to go on.
You are automatically registered for a test for your grade. If you are a junior, you are registered for both of those tests until you opt out. Okay? Same thing for 10th graders for PSAT 10. Okay? Seniors, you have nothing in the morning all week long, and we are off Friday. Okay? The Monday after that, you guys are also off. I'm not, but you are. So you have a 4-day weekend after testing. Then we go to the end, and we make it all the way through. Last thing I got to say, and this is very, very important, so listen up, okay? They said it all week long on the announcements. If you are signed up, if you are registered for next year, so seniors ignore me, if you are signed up next year for either of those ACC classes, high school college algebra slash college algebra, or college algebra, college trig, college algebra, intro to stats, the ACC classes, you have to sign up online by tomorrow, or you are getting dropped from that class and you have to find another class. Check your email. If you are signed up, for an ACC class for next year, you have to go online today or tomorrow and register through ACC. Cool? Make sure you do that. We have 45 seconds and then you guys can go. Thanks, everybody. Low battery. Oh, that's good.